Hello everyone! So I attended Gamescom 2025 in Cologne earlier this month, 22nd, 23rd of August, and I have made a little roundup video here of the stuff that I enjoyed the most related to World of Warcraft. I made another video as well about Gamescom in general, which I will link in the description if you want to know more about the event as a whole. I will start with the systems download presentation, so you can find this on the WoW YouTube channel, which I'll also put in the description. So obviously I don't need to cover every single little thing because you've probably already seen it, you can listen to it yourself, but there were just a few bits and bobs that I was particularly interested in. So first of all, Prey. There is a new Prey system coming in, so I was deeply impressed with the delves when they were introduced, so I have actually really high hopes for any further new battle systems that are coming into play. So you can pick up these quests, these Prey quests, in Murder Row in Silvermoon, which is great because it's called Murder Row. You need to do something with it. I've always hoped that it would be put to good use. And now it looks like we're going there. So you accept these from Astalor Bloodsworn, who sounds like a stand-up guy. And you are sent out into the world. You're minding your own business. You accept the quest. You go out. You carry on with your daily life until, bam, Prey pounces. So the Prey itself, it seems to cover a range of entities, so it's not literally sort of animal prey that you are hunting. I think it means sort of any enemy type, and I suppose will be relevant to the story of Midnight. And you track this prey through the world. You find clues as to where they might be, and then at any point the prey, something will trigger the prey, you don't know what, and it will appear wherever you happen to be, and this results in a fight, an attempt to capture. So it's unpredictable, it can be difficult. Apparently there will be normal, hard and nightmare modes, so I'm excited to see what nightmare mode offers. But yeah, generally it sounds like a great idea. Something to bring people out into the world for exploration, and then also for those who already do explore, it will provide more general outdoor world event type, not world events as in what you see on the map, but things you can do in the world to participate in, to break up the experience a bit more. And actually, side note, in Mr. GM's interview with Ian Hazakostas, we were reassured that the older delves will continue to be supported. I believe that's what he was saying, so that's good. So they're going to create new delves, but the older ones will not be removed. I don't think they'll at least still exist. But I loved them. I thought they were an excellent way to engage with the story. It means you can get some fighting in, so for those of us who mainly quest solo, it was an opportunity to get a bit of fighting in, get a bit of battle in. Provided a sort of semi-dungeon vibe experience, especially for people like me, so I can get that experience without ruining someone else's night. So I was a big fan of that. So there were a couple of other things that piqued my interest in the presentations that I saw. I liked everything I saw, but specifically, as well as Prey, I wanted to talk about transmogs and housing. So transmogs. I actually only got into transmogrification maybe 18 months ago. I've been playing for over 10 years now, so I was very late to the party on this, but now I've started, I really enjoy it, especially now with the trading post rewards, just giving out some really fun transmogs. I did Trial of Style this year for the first time ever, and I won the first time I did it, so that was exciting. That was a great start. Anyway, so then I am pleased to hear of the big change. Transmogrifying now applies to the slot rather than the item itself. So that's just stupendous, really. That is an excellent update. That just makes it so much easier to maintain your look. I mean, it was never, for me, it was never that big of an issue to just go back and reinstate a transmog once you receive a new piece of armour, but this does just make everything a bit more straightforward. So, you know, even if you get a new item for that slot, transmog stays in place with the new item, so you do not have to get a new item, run back to an ethereal and replace it. So great idea. Now, to conclude my little chat about WoW at Gamescom, let's talk about housing. Now, possibly a hot take, but I was never that bothered about housing. I just never really thought of WoW as somewhere that we needed housing. But I suppose I was generally neutral. I thought this could be fun, or it could silo us even more. But anyway, I was lucky enough to try it at Gamescom. I mean, thousands of people were lucky enough, but you know, I felt lucky. It was good. It was fun. It was one of the first things I did when after arriving. You queue up. You go into this room like a Disney ride entrance. You know, when they haunted house ride, you know, where you go into a room, they shut the doors, there's a video, there's voice acting. They had the inside of a house decorated with bookshelves and stuff, and then they had another video explaining how the housing works, what you can do with it, and then they let us loose into play zone with all the computers set up. And I was pleasantly surprised. I thought I scrawled some notes whilst playing. But you can find out quite a lot of this stuff in the videos too. It was great. So they have basic or advanced modes. So basic allows you to sort of snap decorations into a room against a grid, whilst if you just want to plug and play. And then advanced mode allows you to do basically anything. You can put chairs on the walls. I sized up a boat to the size of the whole room, just filled the room with a boat. People on the stage, there were demos on the stage, were creating jumping puzzles. You can size up and down items and then place them in the air and then jump between them. It just gives you a lot of freedom to do basically anything. You can add rooms, I think up to a certain square foot overall. You can add stairs up to, so you have ground floor, and then I think you can add stairs to a first and second floor. There's a lot of filters, so you can filter by expansion, culture, style, theme, holiday, even like time range, so you could use classic designs or something, or more recent decorations. There were lighting effects, so candles would have an area of light around them and you can like blow them out if you want. There were also outdoor items, which is quite exciting, so that implies you can also personalise the outside, not just the rooms. So these decorations work with a budget, so I don't know if you start with a budget or you earn a budget or what, and you use that budget to buy all your items. There's lots of personalization options, so you can dye the wood, dye metal, dye fabric to change the look. And overall it just looked like a lot of effort has gone into this new mode. You can see it's been properly tested. You can see a lot of heart has gone into this. And I was just generally very impressed. So this is the next expansion. I'm very, very excited. I have really high hopes for it. So that was my roundup of things that I loved at Gamescom. What do you think? Are you excited for Prey? Are you excited for player housing or something else in Midnight? Did you go to Gamescom? I think that's all for now. So I will see you when I see you. Bye bye.